Hey guys, Darth Brox here, bringing you another episode of Boom Beach Blaze to Glory. As you can see, I'm approaching the 1400 mark, guys. I've got 1383 victory points this morning. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I still have two bases left on my map, but as you can see, I'm out of gold. I don't have enough to retrain the troops, so I'm going to stop for now. Hopefully, I'll get gold on the Opera Ward, but I'm okay with it, guys, because I had a good morning on the beach. I'm going to show you the four most recent attacks. And the last one, guys, stick around to the end because a lot of you have been asking me questions about this. I'm finally going to reveal a secret. But first, let's get in. Oops, there it is. Anyways, first, let's get into some CRZM action, guys. I drew some tough bases today. Let me tell you, once you get up in the 1300 level, above 1300 victory points, four boosted ice is about average. Um, if you get less than four boosted ice, consider yourself lucky, is all I can really tell you. But here we go on a five boosted ice, center base. Really, no real flaws in this layout, guys. The center bases you find up here, unlike at the lower victory point levels, are all pretty well constructed. Um, certainly there's variations, tons of variations, but um, these are some solid bases. So as you can see, what I've done here is smoke my troops into position. Now I'm going to use a critter pack to distract the shock while I use a shock bomb on the flamethrower, rocket launcher, and machine gun. And I'm going to let my troops explode out from there, shocking the shock launcher and the mortar. Now, when I pop that rocket launcher, I go ahead and flare them back up to the side. I want them to start working their way up and around. I do not want them to hit those three mines, so I flare them again. Right about now, I noticed that all my medics are lagging way behind, so I pop a smoke on them, continue my way up to the top, distract everything with a critter pack. Being shocked right there, guys, didn't really hurt me. As you can see, as soon as my medics run up there, they get everybody pretty much back up to full strength, and my army is now in real good position, guys. They're kind of spread out, but I got to let them spread till they get that shock launcher. Now I'm shocking the shock blaster along with the closest mortar. I'm going to go ahead and regroup my troops right in front of that mortar, pop a med kit on them, and let them explode from there because now they're in good position to take out that shock blaster and get up there and start working on that shield generator. You can see they're taking heavy fire from that flamethrower and the mortar. I let them stick in there until they clear everything out. I go ahead and flare them all the way up to the top. Um, I'm going to let them work on the shield from here. And I think at this point, I don't even have enough for a flare. So I'm waiting for them to pop that shield generator so I can flare them all the way back to the left. Right now, uh, as you can see, the timing on that was pretty good. They're not taking too much damage on their way back down. That's good. It's update day, by the way, guys. And supposedly they've fixed the pathing on the crying ears. I got to tell you, so far, it looks better to me. They're not spreading out and committing suicide quite the way they used to, which is good news. Apparently, that was always a bug. They were never meant to walk the crazy way they walked ever since that last update when they came out. Here, guys, I don't have enough GBE for a flare until just now, so I had to let them take out the rest of that junk when I'd rather have them beating on the HQ. And as you can see, I don't have a lot of meat shield left. There's a mortar, a rocket launcher, and some other stuff working on them. It's coming right down to the wire, guys. But I still have a good number of Zukas beating on that core. They're getting hit by rockets, though. Can I do it? Of course I can. Boom. That's the first one, guys. I'm pretty proud of that one. You know, anytime you see five boosted ice, you go, oh. But like I said, at this VP level, you better just get used to it. Now, let's see. What's the next one? I think if I go up is what we want to do. Another center base, guys. This dude's got six ice, four or five of them boosted. I can't remember exactly. I've told you before, I don't really go clicking around in the bushes too much. You can see a couple boosted Guardians back there. Um, you can see from the amount it took me to take out just the shock launcher and the rocket. And you've seen me do this now a number of times, guys. In fact, the first three replays are very similar. Let me speed it up so I can get the troops launched. There we go. Because what I do is I take out the far shock launcher, the middle rocket launcher. I launch on one side and put my army where I want it. Letting them straggle off the boats and try to start from the beach just simply doesn't work against big boosted center bases, guys. You got to get creative. That's what I do with this flaring and double smoking. In this case, I'm just going to use a critter pack to distract. The rocket launcher is immediately frozen by crying ears and doesn't even get off too many rockets. As you can see, it didn't pose much of a problem. Now, I've learned, guys, not to freak out as much about shock launchers as I used to. You can see I'm letting them get shocked at certain times when splash damage weapons aren't firing at them. That's the key. You can't be having them shocked if they're getting bombarded by mortars and rocket launchers and flamethrowers, but if they're getting shocked and not really getting shot by much, that's a whole different story. Now, in this case, I'm not reflaring it, guys, because I want them to go ahead and take out that mortar by the HQ. Now, once that thing goes, I'm going to bring them all up to the top left, throw a smoke down to protect the ones who are moving up to the rendezvous point. And now, the thing about this base, guys, I lost a lot of medics. I think I only have about 6 medics at this point, which is very worrisome. You can see how damaged my riflemen are staying. At that rate, they're not going to survive 2 mortar hits, or a mortar hit in conjunction with just about anything. But I know that in this case, guys, you just got to stick to your guns. You just got to hold on. Let them do what they do. Don't start freaking out, spamming gunboat and flaring. That's not going to work. You can see I held on there. I threw that one last critter pack to distract the shock blaster long enough for the Zooks that were working on it to work on it. Let the rest of my army keep working up top because I had to get rid of that shield. And the best way to keep things distracted a lot of times, guys, is just don't move your troops around. So now you can see I did basically the same move I did last time. Luckily this time there's less to work on to distract them in front of the headquarters. Once again, I do not have a flare. The lack of medics is worrisome, but I got a lot of Zooks there, guys, and halfway through the HQ, that one crying ear is really doing some work. She's finally gone, but the Zooks have got it. The rocket's doing its best to take them out, but boom! Another one down, guys. Lost almost my whole army, so you can see why I'm out of gold. But that's just how it goes up here. Let's go to number 3. Once again, we've got 6 ice, 4 boosted on a nasty center base layout, guys. But you know that I know what to do on these. Same basic story. I hope this doesn't get boring for you. I just want to show you how tiny variations in layout really do make a difference. You know, in a lot of cases, the layout makes more difference than the boost. And I know that from personal experience in that I ran a 5 boosted ice center base that was still taking 6 or 8 attacks a day until I moved things around some, guys, and all of a sudden it was only taking 2 attacks a day. So that just goes to show you how crucial layout is. Now, in this case, I'm going to throw the critter pack to distract. I don't mind that they got shocked up there. I wish they hadn't stepped out of the smoke because it's kind of annoying, but it lets the critters last even longer. You see that critter was still distracting the shock blaster. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw the critter pack to distract the shock blaster. Let the shock open back up. It does get off the shock, but now they've got it out. I've got a med kit down on them to protect them from that flamethrower. Got that mortar going, so I'm going to throw a smoke down, throw a flare, get them all the way back over to the side, and they've got to work their way up and around, guys. But I've got a big army left at this point. I'm feeling good about this one. You can see they do some funny pathing around those trees. Trees do matter. At this point, I've got them positioned pretty much the way I want them, guys. They're just cutting across those economy buildings like a wave, working their way to the deadly defenses. I've got a shock bomb down on the further mortar because they were already at work on the closer one, shocking that in conjunction with the shock blaster. I've got a med kit down to help versus the flamethrower and the shock blaster, and I've got a whole lined up army, guys. The shock blaster pops, the flamethrower pops. I move them all up to the top to get that shield generator going, so I can pull my patented smoke all the way back. Left move. There it is. I've still got a big, huge army, guys. I'm feeling real good about things at this point. The only concern is getting those medics to move on up with the rest of the army and stop getting shot by that sniper. But look how many troops I've got, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. They're coming in for the win. The Cryoneers are right out front, not spreading out all crazy. That's really helpful in this situation, guys. The way they used to do, there weren't too many left at this point. I still had 4 of them. Look at that. They're freezing everything. I go ahead and flare the HQ. I've got my troops working right the way I want them to, and boom. Okay, guys. Um, enough showing off my CRZM stuff. I've got what you've been asking for. I've got you a replay versus the current global number 5. As you can see, that's this guy. And I faced him earlier with a patented come with a plan technique. 2 boats of riflemen, 5 boats of tanks, 1 boat of medics against 6 boosted ice, double shield generator. I drop 1 boat of rifles and all my tanks. I get to work on those boom cannons up by the HQ. The point of the rifleman, guys, is to distract that boom cannon, primarily the boom cannon, but to save me from using up critters and shock bombs down below. That's what that first boat of riflemen is for. I know they're going to die almost immediately. I don't care because it's letting my tanks take almost no damage and get on up. Get all that junk by the beach out of the way. Now I regroup them. I don't quite have the timing down on this, guys. Every single one of these double shield generator bases is different. Minor variations in this layout, and there's a lot of variations, make a big difference. So you kind of have to feel out each one. I timed out on this base like 4 or 5 times before this attempt, guys. So this technique, and when you time out, you've already lost a bunch of tanks by that point. This is not an economic technique, guys. This will not save you on gold. This technique often times out against big boosted bases, but it's effective. This technique is the way, and once again, it seems like I do this every video now, but it's for a very good reason. I got to give a shout out to Gazerwood. He's the one on our team who had absolutely perfected this technique. He's using it on just about every base there is, winning against, global level bases with only 5 attack statues. The dude's a beast. And he's really the one that perfected this. I learned it through his shared replays. I held it back. I held back the replays from YouTube, guys, for a long time. He told me if I got a good one against a global player to go ahead and put it on here. We're both, actually, more than just me and Gaz. I think at least 3 members of our team are running this base at this point. So I really hesitated to put out a how-to video on how to take it down, guys. But, if you're watching this video and you spawn my base, go ahead and try it. I encourage you because it's not a first try kind of thing. So you're going to leave me a lot of diamonds if you use it. But, guys, I hope you do use this. I hope it does work for you. As you can see, it comes right down to the wire every time. Slowly but surely, my tanks are eating into that HQ. The flare ran out. They moved around. Another one moved into range for the boom cannon. All you can really do is sit and wait and hope that your damage per second overpowers that shield, guys. And I'll tell you, the shield is the part that really worries you. Once it pops, the HQ goes pretty quick. But you gotta have a bunch of tanks left, especially if you've got that shock launcher left. Some bases, it's best to GBE away 1 shock launcher. It really just depends on how they've got their base set up. You've got to scout it, you've got to see it, and you probably got to try it a couple of times until you get real used to this crew, guys. I really am not, but it is very effective. As I showed you in a previous video, it's effective against bases with laser beams, where hookah and ruka aren't too good. It's also effective against this, guys. Boom! 6 ice. All of them boosted. Number 5 on the globe. Darth Brox took him down. Hope you liked this video, guys. Like it if you did. Don't if you didn't. But whatever you do, happy update day and keep a booming.